On the news tonight, Ondo State government moves to ensure effective drainage management to curb flooding. Group cries foul over alleged marginalization of Akoko land in creation of 33 LCDAs. Oyo, Kwara and Imo begin distribution of palliative to cushion effect of subsidy removal. And from the foreign scene, more than 70 persons die in Johannesburg as fire guards migrants building. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. My name is Timile Faladi. Residents of Ondo State have been advised to desist from dumping refuse in waterways to mitigate the effect of flooding.
In order to mitigate the effect of flooding in Ondo State, Ministry of Environment with its sister agencies, led by the Commissioner, were out to correct some wrongs. The team moved from A Division to Cathedral to ensure that the waterways along the roads were cleared. At Ojaoba, the blocked drains were evacuated to allow free flow of water whenever it rains. Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Sunday Akinwalere, said the team was out to enforce cleanliness on the people, most especially the market women.
We consider there's massive disruption of drainage in there. If you look at the debris that we took out from all these drainage, these are wastes that are people from the market packed over there. And with the volume of waste under that drainages, we found out there cannot be serious flooding. And that is why, from the Ministry of Environment and that of the Waste Management Authority, we decided this time around to complement the efforts of our governor, make sure that we enforce some of these laws to make sure that roads are clean, and apart from that, the drainages are kept desilted.
Akinwalere also used the opportunity to warn those who are selling on pedestrian ways to desist from such art.
We are meeting very early in the morning and people are out. We have warned all these market people, don't stay here, don't drop rubbish here. By the time we left, just few minutes or hours, we found that the whole of the place littered with waste and water. So we want to use this opportunity to appeal very seriously to our market women and to our residents in Ondo State. We should learn how to use our environment in a cleaner way.
Ondo State Director of National Orientation Agency, Mrs. Layo Adefolalu, commended efforts of the state government and promised its organization's prompt sensation on how to keep the environment clean.
The mandate of the National Orientation Agency is to make sure that people follow the rules and regulations of the state of the land. We are here to team up with the Ondo State Ministry of Environment to make sure that there is cleanliness, there is orderliness. People in the market are disciplined. They dwell in a very clean environment. So that is why we are here. Nobody in the environment is dirty. There is a spread of diseases and infections. So we are here to make sure that everywhere is neat and tidy.
No doubt, the prompt sensation and enforcement will go a long way in dealing with the indiscriminate dumping of refuse in the state. Kunle Aruyo, Osrc News.
Ondo State government says it has no plan to displace villagers, particularly those occupying free areas in the state, apparently reacting to certain media reports about the protest by some farmers. Stakeholders told Osrc that rather, government is planning to invest heavily in the forest reserves in the state. Omoriola Hibeji has details.
Accusations of land grabbing and eviction of residents from government forest is now becoming frequent occurrences in Ondo State. Odo Deidori from Central Senatorial District protested last year, followed by some Ikale indigents from the Southern Senatorial District. And now, residents of Ilua community in Ondo West local government area claiming to have been handed eviction notice to vacate their farmlands as soon as possible. Reacting, Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Olayato Aribo, described the allegations as unfounded, saying no complaint has so far been brought to the ministry as regards the eviction notice. He confirmed that Ondo State government only allocated 100,000 hectares of government-reserved land to investors to plant trees, not just to boost the economy of the state, but also to secure the state from natural disasters.
We have about 2 or 3 concessionaires there that are planting trees and palm trees. We have 2 or 3 enclaves there, which, you know what I mean by enclave, those who are allowed to live in those areas. We didn't give any of them quick notice. And the moment I saw that on social media, I quickly called those people. I'm aware that 1 or 2 of them are settled with the community, because by the time they got there, they discovered that some people have gone into the forest reserve, planted cash crops, which they were not supposed to. It is illegal. Because the moment you plant cash crops, you've taken over the land, which belongs to the government and belongs to all of us. But they discover that some people already planted cocoa, planted other cash crops in government land, which is illegal.
Senior Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu on Agric and Agribusiness, Akin Olotu, described the allegations as part of measures adopted to frustrate government's efforts in boosting the economic viability of the state. According to him, Ondo State government called for registration of farmers in the forest for proper planning and made use of part of the unoccupied portion for investment.
I was confused myself when I saw this story. Nobody, not the farmers, came to complain officially. The company there that government is partnering with is Rex. Rex is to plant trees. Rex is for afforestation. Rex is not in the state to plant cocoa or oil palm or anything. You will agree with me that we need the forest reserve. Today, our forest reserve, government forest reserve in the state, has been terribly plundered.
While denying government's involvement in eviction allegations, the stakeholders maintained that encroachers will not be allowed into government-reserved forestry to avoid hideouts for criminals.
The problem we have is that a lot of people have actually gone into the forest reserve. Some are even building churches, building schools, building houses, and the so-called Bales and co. has also taken over as if there is their land for a very long time, and they see them, some of them are allocating this land to communities and other people, even to indigenous and non-indigenous altogether. And they are collecting money from them.
The registration was never to confer ownership on them. And you will agree with me that during the same period, even the governor insisted that even the herders, the Fulani herders in the forest reserve, should equally be registered. Had it been that they were registered, then we now confer ownership of the land on them. So if you are in the forest reserve illegally, you are an encroacher.
House of Assembly member representing Ondo West Constituency 2, Abiola Oladapo, who confirmed the agitation of the farmers, said efforts are ongoing by the state government to address the situation.
So I want to plead with the complaint that in possession of the reserve and also our people to find a way to balance these things so they can implement their project while also carrying the farmers along.
The state also reminded farmers in government's reserves against planting cash crops but food crops only. Omoriola Hungbiji, Osrc News.
We'll take a break on the news tonight. When we come back, Akoko Group protests alleged marginalization in creation of LCDAs.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite Indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Iskilu, báwo la ti fẹ́ sanwó ni? Farabalẹ̀. 1,000. We go wash plate tire o. Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, èló lówó wa?
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you dey turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite Indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Glad to have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. A non-political organization, the Akoko Consultative Forum, ACF, has rejected the proposed LCDAs by the Ondo State government over what they described as injustice.
Following the
to be carved out from the existing 4 local government areas in Akoko. Joy Pius now completes the story.
Following the recent move of the Ondo State government to create 33 new local council development areas, members of the Akoko Consultative Forum have expressed displeasure at what they described as injustice and the marginalization of Akoko people. Addressing journalists in the state capital, President of the forum, Pa Lawrence Robiton, pointed out the lopsidedness in the creation of the 33 LCDs in the state as it affects Ondo North Senatorial District, demanding that additional 16 LCDs be carved out from the existing 4 Akoko local government areas.
The population of Owo and Osrc is 63,787. Whereas the total population of the 4 Akoko is 1,113. The 4 Akoko local government areas were allocated 9 SEDs, while Owo and Osrc, with only 2 local governments, were allocated 8 SEDs, which implies
injustice.
2 is equal to 8 and 4 is equal to 9. Our demands, therefore, 1. as much as we support the state government's vision and mission to create new SCDAs in Ondo State, we demand for 16 SCDAs in Akoko as follows.
Parobiton also identified some of the roads needing attention in the area while calling on governments to find a lasting solution to their deplorable state. Secretary of the group, Momo Brahimo, expressed displeasure over the constant neglect of the Northern Senatorial District of the state, adding that memorandum have been forwarded to the State Assembly, which is yet to be attended to.
Akoko Consultative Forum presented a memo to the House of Assembly. Our memo was not considered on the fact that they invited only the local government areas and not pressure group. They consider the position of ACM as a pressure group.
Flagged with several placards, the youths were not left out, as they also made their grievances known.
What the government has done as regard to the STDA is not acceptable by the Akoko people, it's not acceptable by the youth, and we have done the needful.
The bill for the creation of 33 LCDs have since been passed by the State House of Assembly. Yet, the group is hopeful its demands will be attended to in due course. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
In the meantime, the Arewa Economic Forum has drawn the attention of President Bola Tinubu towards its termed urbanization and legalization of his appointments. The Social-Cultural Pressure Group said most of the persons President Tinubu has appointed as heads of strategic government agencies in finance and ICT sectors are from the southwest and also of the Lagos axis. The chairman, Alhaji Shehu Dandakata, expressed displeasure over the fact that the North, which also contributed to the enthronement of the Tinubu government, is being left out in the finance and ICT sectors, which are crucial to economic development. At a press conference in Abuja, Dandakata said it was regrettable that the chief executive officers of some key government agencies who are northerners are gradually being replaced with Yorubas, while there is the fear that more may be replaced. The forum, however, hailed the president for retaining some outstanding northerners who are doing very well in finance and ICT sectors, adding that the North has more capable hands who can equally help him fulfill his economic agenda. Kwara, Oyo, and Imo state governments have Abdulrazak said the palliatives are only a show of empathy with the people as more sustainable initiatives are being implemented in places. In Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, who kicked off the distribution of the food relief packages at Oba Lamidi Adeyemi Mini Stadium, Oyo State, said 200,000 households would benefit from the food relief support. Imo State also flagged up the distribution of food palliatives procured by the federal government to consider the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy on residents. The event was held in Owerri, the state capital, with Governor Hope Uzodinma setting up a committee headed by the Secretary to the State Government, Cosmas Iwu, to ensure that the palliatives get to the masses across the 27 local government areas of the state, irrespective of political affiliation or favoritism. Uzodinma said the distribution of the food items, which is a total of 65,000 bags of rice, is the first phase of the efforts by the Bola Tinubu administration in cushioning the effect of the fuel subsidy removal on indigents of the state. The Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, says insufficient manpower is hindering the agency's efforts to tackle crime, saying the police need an extra 190,000 personnel to effectively man the country. Egbetokun said this in the paper presentation to the Senior Executive Course 4-5 at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Guru, Plateau State. According to him, the UN recommends 1 police personnel ratio, but Nigeria has a police-citizen ratio of 1 to 6. The police chief said the fact that Nigeria is not well policed is a reason government's industrialization drive is unrealistic. He assured that the federal government is poised to increase the manpower of the Nigerian police to improve the security of the country's critical infrastructure. The federal government has embarked on a transformative mission aimed at harnessing the immense potential of the nation's steel sector opportunities. Minister of Steel Development Shaibu Audu disclosed this in Abuja, expressing confidence in the steel sector's capability to change the new era of economic prosperity. He noted that the government is fully dedicated to implementing an extensive array of measures designed to attract reputable international investors. Reaffirming the commitment of President Bola Tinubu's administration, Audu asserted that every Nigerian deserves to partake in the benefits that democracy brings. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has facilitated the return of $6,000 to Christian Brown, a British national and victim of internet fraud. According to EFCC spokesperson Wilson Owujarin, the Benin Zonal Command of the Commission handed over the money to the victim. Ms. Brown expressed gratitude to the Commission for its efforts, which she said have brought some succor to her after losing her life savings to the fraudsters. The 70-year-old had petitioned the Commission after being defrauded by an internet fraudster through a romance scam. Now to the foreign scene. At least 73 people have died in a fire in a Johannesburg building. More than 50 others are injured. Officials say it is unclear what sparked the blaze at the city center 5-story building, which had been abandoned but was being occupied by homeless people. The city of Johannesburg confirmed that it owned the building, but said cartels had taken it over. Mayor of Ukraine's second largest city says 60
Ukraine
in Kharkiv ahead of the start of the new school year. Forced to protect students from the threat of a Russian short-range hypersonic missiles, the city built dozens of classrooms in subway stations so that some students can return to lifelong learning. For more on that, here is Akintunde Akinshimola.
Ukraine's eastern city of Kharkiv has built dozens of classrooms in metro stations to allow pupils to return to school. Though parts of the city lie less than 36 kilometers from the Russian border, officials say taking lessons on the ground will shield pupils from the threat of supersonic Russian missiles fired at short range. Kharkiv schools have been first to teach online throughout the war, as some Russian missiles can reach the city in under a minute. Before Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, Kharkiv was Ukraine's second biggest city with a population of more than 1.4 million, but it has been badly scarred by fighting. The 60 schoolrooms created in the city's metro stations have space for more than 1,000 children to study in person when the new school year begins in September. Victoria Kuznetsova has overseen their implementation.
We will have desks, an interactive board, Wi-Fi, tutors and psychologists will be here. Also, a fire alarm was installed for the children's safety, and the classrooms are soundproof and have ventilation.
Irina Laboda says a school-age boys needs to be around kids his own age.
I support the children studying in the subway. They lack socialising. They will be able to socialise with each other, find a common language, communicate. The classes are twice a week, 3 hours a time. It's not every day. I absolutely support this.
More than 1,300 schools have been totally destroyed in government-held areas of Ukraine since Russia's invasion